talk to Gage.
Well, I don't exactly have a clear vision or idea of exactly what this video is going to look like, but these are thoughts that I probably think about the most these days, honestly. Just things that are always on my mind and I'm always either worried about or interested in learning more about. And it's something that I just kind of want to talk about a little bit. So what am I talking about? It seems like, it could be a mixture or one of these things. I don't know which description or title is most accurate to what it is, but it's something like the universal mind, or I think what's more likely what I'm thinking of is something like universal consciousness. And it's basically this idea that I've had, regardless of what the actual name, the most accurate name for it is, because with theories, especially in psychology and other things, like there's so many names for things. But the way I see it and what I've thought of is that at this point in my life, so much has changed, and I feel like now of all times is when I want to focus on the things that I truly want to do. Not always the things that necessarily are always going to make me happy, although that is a big, huge part of it. But it's just things that I genuinely am like, I want to do that, even if it comes at a cost to me, whether that's, buying something for a friend, just little gestures like that, or going to take care of someone that's in need, that's very rare, but things like that, it comes at a cost to me, but it's something I would want to do. I want to help people. I want to help others. And I think that's really what makes us most happy in life, is when we have more of a servant's mindset towards people. But yeah, I want to be authentic. I want to be my authentic self. And what terrifies me, one of the most terrifying ideas, is the idea that a bunch of people are essentially brainwashed, are essentially being controlled by unseen things. And unseen things isn't always like, oh, the demons, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm open to that idea, as part of maybe this theory, but it's definitely hard to necessarily prove that aspect alone. But that could be a part of it. But there's also, just anything like, more powerful people in the world, businesses, big conglomerates, just powerful entities in the world, or even just the sort of collective, we have decided this or that is valuable, or this or that is not valuable, this good, that bad type of thing. And that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying to me, because anything that essentially robs away your freedom to be authentic is evil. I think it's horrible, awful. And I think there are plenty of things that don't have to be that oftentimes are. I have, a background going to church all my life. And that's something that I just, I'm not against going from time to time. I mean, I will, but I've never not wanted to go more than now at this point in my life. I just have no interest in it. And a lot of that is due to just that sort of universal consciousness that's ingrained and built into your mind. And a lot of it ends up leaving you just so devoid of yourself, of who you really are. You don't really get to explore the world. You don't really get to think about the world and yourself and explore who you are as much as I think we should be able to in situations like that. But where it's possibly even more terrifying is when that sort of group think, that consciousness, that universal unconscious or consciousness, is outside. It's in the rest of the world. It's just something that people can't avoid. It's something that really is confusing to me. And I'm going to use a little example of a story, and I'm not going to use anyone's names because this is actually a real story, real situation. But I just want to use it to illustrate a point, and something that really is shocking to me, that I don't know why anyone would think one is more valuable than the other. So let me tell the story. So I have this friend, wonderful person. He is one of the most, just, you love to be around him, type person. And coming up, he'll be moving away, going to college, and he won't be around anymore. Well, he has it has been a minute since we talked about it, but he had a girlfriend, and seemed like they were really close. They were like best friends. Seemed like they did a lot of things together, and it was a really special bond. But he's moving away to college, and he said that things are different now. They've essentially, separated because they know that, they're moving away. He's moving away, at least. And I don't know if I'm just taking the stupid juice over here in my corner of the world, but why would you ever do that? Why would you ever give up a bond that is special to you, that is important to you, that could be your forever after, so to speak? It could be the person that you really would be happy with. Not meant to be, not the one. I don't really believe in that, but just someone that you would actually end up being with for a long time, Why would you throw that away? For college? School? There are people, the smartest people in the world, who take their lives. And I'm not saying that everyone goes to college are the smartest people, nor do I say that people go to college are going to take their lives. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that there are incredibly intelligent, smart people who are miserable and are unhappy in their lives, have nothing genuine to live for. I couldn't understand that. I don't understand that decision. In my mind, I think it's a stupid decision. And, separating from the person I know, just in general, where does that come from? This world is so, our country, our world is so dystopian right now. And, things like dating are horrifyingly miserable, awful, terrible processes to go through. And anything to subject yourself to that less, that's what I'm saying. Like, getting married is probably the best thing that could ever happen to a person, because then you don't have to put up with that freaking terrible process ever again. But where does that come from? Things like college, I think are not inherently good, but I do think they can be good for a lot of people. In my experience, it was kind of useless. I did do some college. I did a video on this channel when I graduated. Really, that degree was kind of useless. It was kind of never going to be something I'm going to use, I'm sure, but at the very least not right now. And so I think things like that value that people put on that, far exceeds almost anything else in this world. I've seen so many people in my age range. A lot of them I know, I'm sure, talk behind my back and look down on me one way or another, because I'm not currently doing any schooling. But that's weird. It's weird that is sort of like a rite of passage. It almost feels like you are less than if you don't do that thing. At least that's the feeling I get. And it is something that's highly important to people. So that's an example of something where these people would not be caring about this very much unless society told them, oh, college is important. You go to college so you can get an X or Y type of job, whatever it is, Hopefully you can see my point. College is a societal construction that is highly arbitrary in most cases, and for most people. A lot of people just do it for the sake of it. They don't know what they're doing. They're just, I'm going to do college. That's the thing you do, right? And I'm like, man, there's got to be more to life than just that, than just schooling or whatever it is that universal consciousness has deemed, oh, you should think that's important. To me, I know I'm the oddball. I know I'm the weird guy, I'm sitting here in a freaking poncho in my room. Like, I know I'm the oddball, but to me, that's what I want to be. Like, if that's really my authentic self, like that's the person I want to be. Because I think at the end of the day, I would much rather live with less money, less fame, less success, but have more authenticity, more happiness, more joy, more time. Time is so freaking valuable. People throw all of it away on like two things, college and work, and that's like all they are. And I'm like, I know this is a very nuanced thing. A lot of people are going to, have a very specific situation or whatever it is and not really relate to what I'm saying. But at the same time, this is really just what I felt. And I think that a lot of people will still end up just feeling what I have felt. And even if no one in the world ever does, or everyone thinks I'm crazy, It's sad, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I want to live authentically because I want to truly just be in the moment and feel happy. You know, some of my favorite works of art even remind me of these sorts of themes and ideology, or ideas at least. And The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, one of my favorite movies of all time. That movie talks a lot about the importance of being authentic and living your authentic life, whatever it is that you truly want, versus what looks nice and what everyone says you want. Like in that movie, everyone, tells Kaguya, like, oh, you should be a princess. That's what everyone would want to be a princess. Everyone would want to have all the suitors and the money, the robes, the fame, all of it. But at the end of the day, it was not the life that she wanted. She would rather struggle in the wilderness with those she really loved, genuinely cared for, than being in a stuffy castle, basically, and not be happy and be forced to be a way that she's not. It's depressing. It's really depressing. It made her depressed. But that was everything society wanted, was what she had. But when she had it, it was nothing to her. She hated it. She wanted to leave the world because of that. Or another thing is like Persona 5. Persona 5 Royal is one of my favorite games of all time. And the part where, and this is spoilers by the way for both these things, but towards the end of the game, when you get to the end of Mementos and you find that cup, and I really have always read that, and maybe I'm a little wrong about what it actually is, but I've always read that as like the collective unconscious or the collective consciousness of the society. It's something that literally bounds people, because in the background people are in cages all over this place, and I've always read that as it's the universal consciousness literally sealing people away from their authentic self, from their freedom, from what makes them genuine. It makes them a prisoner to unseen forces, unseen ideologies, and morals and values in their head. And it's making them a prisoner of mementos, a prisoner of the collective consciousness. And that's something that is basically brainwashing. It's something that's so easy to slip into our minds and control the things that we do, the decisions we make. If powerful people, evil people can control the way you make decisions, that's far better than anything else they could ever get from you. Because if they can affect your decision making, they have you for life. They have you, the deepest parts of your being and of your mind, and they will always capitalize on it. It's terrifying. I mean, that's also what like big tech companies, like things like TikTok as an example, are doing. They erode away your attention span, so that videos like this right now you won't be watching. Anyone who has that, anyone who regularly watches TikTok can't stand a video like this, where it's just literally me in a room talking to my camera about these weird, crazy, deep philosophical thoughts I've had. No one will watch this. No one will probably watch this video, because nowadays people are in one way or another being controlled, even if it's just by things that we think are innocent. In a lot of ways, I get it. Like at the end of the day, TikTok, things like that it's a form of entertainment, but sometimes we do have to look at like what this is costing us. Is there any redeemable value in it? That's probably a different conversation for another day. And there's nuance here, and that's why I'm trying to approach it from different angles, but it's really difficult to kind of work through these ideas and figure out in what all ways it can be applied to life. Look at my shelf behind me. I clearly enjoy physical media. I clearly enjoy video games and movies, and I try not to make that everything about me and about my personality in life, but it's something that I genuinely enjoy. I've always enjoyed it. It's something that is a part of me, and I am happy about that, because there is a lot of redeemable qualities to this, even if it's just being me. Because your parents always said, and people around you always said, just be yourself, be yourself. But a lot of people don't want you to be yourself, and that's lame, because I want you to be yourself. But anyways, I appreciate any of you who watch this video. Yeah, thank you.